So
Shall we play a game?
G'day, viewers. There's 4 of you. That's viewers. Oh, 5 now. Good stuff. Alrighty, welcome to another day at a very small beginning railroad. I was going to run Derail Valley today, and then I thought, should I really start a new series and then go on holidays for a month? That's probably not a good way to start a series. So, we are back here in the very small beginning railroad, and we'll continue this one instead. I thought about doing TSW as well, but then I had a blank mind, and I was like, nah, just do this. Simple. Oh, why am I so bright? I'll fix that later when we get moving. We have a development, if you weren't here last time, and that is this thing. We have number 3, and why did I suddenly end up out here? But anyway, we have number 3, which is a new locomotive. We should go and have a look at what cars and stuff we've got, because this is an order. We've got Appalachian Hardwoods, Whittier Sawmill, Whittier Sawmill. There should have been some construction train traffic here. Let's have a look at locations and see what's going on there. No, not Connolly Creek. No. Alarka Junction interchange. Well, we don't want to enable that. Alarka Junction site, Alarka Junction station, Robinson's Gap coal. So that's there. But I don't have anything to construct the Alarka branch, apparently. So we've got the Alarka Junction Y. We've got cars ordered waiting for delivery. So why didn't they come? That's interesting. Okay, that's going to make the day a little bit more of a pain in the bum than usual. But that's okay, because we will schedule another one. And then those cars will come. And in the meantime, that'll be fine. We'll just do what we need to do. First job, as always, we want to get the sawmill servicing started. So number 1 looks like it's up and ready. So we'll get number 1 over here. How are people, by the way? VSR 1, very good. I've started calling it VSR. I haven't renamed all the stock yet. A lot of things still say VSBR because we're almost there. We're almost at the extent of this thing. Hello, Rails, and hello, Michael Newberry, and hello, other people who are lurking. Absolutely welcome to lurk. Also, absolutely welcome to join in the chat. Generally a railway context, but anything is pretty much okay as long as it's not politics or religion. Because, you know, the world's not in a very happy place in an awful lot of places around the world today. It's kind of sad. I did have a good score this morning because most of you probably know I'm flying to the UK. I got offered an upgrade for part of my trip, so I'm doing business from Dubai to London now. Yes. It was a very, very affordable. It was about 100th of the price of the business class ticket. It's like, yep, doing that. Absolutely. Plus, I know from last time, I didn't upgrade last time when I was offered it, and that actually blocked me from future upgrades, and I had to get that unblocked by the lovely people at the airline. Emirates I'm flying. Not plugging them, I'm just saying. All right, let's get ready to whack this on. Big clunk, bit of air, bit of handy, and we want, oops. Do you know what? Helps me press the right key. This isn't Train Sim World. The 9 button doesn't work, idiot. I'm the idiot. Just being really clear. Not you guys. Me. What we might just do is bring it straight in and connect it to this. Boop. Hello to Caleb and Florian. Welcome. Welcome. Everybody is absolutely welcome on the stream. More the merrier. Probably won't pick up a lot because it's the Sunday morning and it's Railroader, so both niche things, because it's not the greatest timing in the Northern Hemisphere, and it's Railroader's a little bit of a niche. There has been some interesting developments with Railroader in the last few days. We should watch him take off. One of the when you're playing Railroader, a lot of people use mods. I do. And I use mods by a modder called Zamu. And Zamu is from country CH. Hang on, let me look that up. Country is CH. Switzerland. Okay. Zamu's in Switzerland, and Zamu has blocked access to their mods to anybody in the US. And it's for politics, but we'll ignore that side of it because we don't talk about politics. But it's just an interesting thing because it reveals how vulnerable players are when they use mods. Is it going to make me rethinking using mods? No, it's not. I'm not fussed. Not fussed at all. All right, number 2, you are up. You're going to come and do some shunting duty. So we've got one to pull out of the interchange there. That one is so close to full, but that's okay. So, yeah, Zamu has withdrawn. And that's about, I would suggest, probably about 3/4. I've got to fix my head. That's terrible. I should fix this too. We should put this over here so you can actually see it. Yes, got to fix my head. Video on my head's really bad. No, not catarg.gif. Me. My head. There we go. Properties. Configure video. Brightness down. Contrast up. Brightness up a little bit more. Oh, that looks... That's a bit better. That's a lot better. Okay, let's do that. Apply. Okay, good. Magic. That's a lot better. It's a lot less shit. But what it means for players who have become rather dependent on all these mods, that they can't quite get what they want. Now, there's a little bit of shunting to do over here as well, because I can see a stencil in the back. These are all for the sawmill, so we're going to just do a little bit of manipulation over here as well. Now, fortunately, we've got number 3. Dun, dun, dun. Number 3 is the C25 consolidation. Let's watch her come out of the shed. Why not? Here she comes. She is significantly more powerful than the others, but still small. And that's very deliberate because when we open up the mines at Alarka, we need a small locomotive to be able to do the jobs up there, because big locomotives can't get round the corners and they derail. So this is about the biggest thing you can get through Alarka. So this will be the standard for my fleet over time. Fully cold? Oh, not quite, but you've got plenty. We'll leave you be. Back you go. Hello, C. How are you? Florian flies Emirates when he flies to Australia, mainly with direct flights from Hamburg to Dubai and then directly to Sydney. Now, I like Emirates because their customer service is awesome, and even their economy seats are better than most airlines. They're as good as premium economy on a lot of airlines. Yeah. I'm flying economy from Melbourne to Dubai. I wasn't offered an upgrade on that one. I've looked at the plane. It is chockers in all the seats in all the classes, so that would be why. It's the handy thing about traveling by yourself is you're the most likely person to get an upgrade because they need to fit in a family. I'm not going to bother putting through the air through, actually. Let's just... I'll do that thing that Rails loves to see. So we'll close that. We'll find the other one. What's the other ankle cock? Close that. All right. Bleed this. Release handbrake. Bleed. And now we'll do the thing that Rails just loves watching. I'm not saying that in a bad way, Rails. I get it. And we'll put it down there. Come on. Do it. There we go. There you go, Rails. Just for you. Just for you. I'll need to move that car a little bit further down, though. Can't leave it there. So we'll put it there. Because, do we need to pull the stencil off the back? May as well. Then it keeps it simple for the shunt. Excuse me. Speaking of shunting, yes, still coughing. Isn't it great? Wow. Let's release the handbrake. It's not applied. Do we need to bleed you? No. Let's release you. We're going to pull that whole set out. We've got to put this one back in again. But I'm actually not going to put it back in straight away. I'm going to do something a little bit different. And those are all needing to come out. So this is VSR number 2. We've got enough locomotives now that I've got a much better chance of getting it wrong for your amusement. Hi, C. Rail says, I had a cab ride yesterday and today. That's fantastic. What did you get into? I assume at the museum. And you liked yesterday's cab ride better than today's. What were the locomotives? And why did you like one more than the other? C says, I'm good. Hello, Psych. How are you? C says, I'm good. All packed and ready. No, I'm not packed at all. I've got a pile of stuff. I've been charging batteries. I'm going to be interviewing a bunch of people for... It's kind of a podcast, the newscast thing I do while I'm there. So I had to go and get some microphones because my normal microphones are huge and they're not really suited to international travel. So I just don't have room for them. So I had to go and get some little ones. I got some really cute ones. Put them in the sack. I want the other sack. What's the other sack? I've got to be careful not to disturb stuff in that box too much. Cool's that? They're tiny. And the cool thing is, they've got a magnet. And you drop the magnet inside the clothing and then just put it on. So you don't have to clip in it. There's no chance of damaging someone's clothing. And of course, having seen the sound guys in action, when you're putting one of those on a young lady, you just go straight in and clip it to her bra. Because sound guys always do that. Yes. They're like doctors. It's like, look, I've done it a million times. Let's just get it over with. Now, there's one staying there, and everything else is going to the interchange. So we'll bring that out. I am bringing out that car that is not staying. So that one's got to come back. But there's method to my madness. I just don't want it to be in the back. So I'm going to put it back over here temporarily. I'm cut off the hooker. No, I'm home, Psych. I fly out tomorrow. Not quite gone to England yet. Yes. This is live. Definitely live, Psych. And I am at home. I fly out tomorrow. Rails says IRM has acquired 2 Amtrak locomotives from Dyno Rail Preservation Group as they're going under bankruptcy. Well, that's really sad for the group, but good that the locomotives are being saved. It is very difficult to be a preservation group. It costs a rather large amount of money, and it's often left to be fronted by the volunteers of that group. Back you come. Has the other guy got there yet? Yeah, VSR1's there. Okay, let's get these. Oh, it's probably already started loading them. It has. Fortunately, he hasn't been there very long. So 4012 is our first car. So let's put that lot down here, and we want to choose numero uno. Bonk. Pull a whole lot out. You're at waypoint 2, but I think we might want to watch our little log train for a moment through the saplings. I should have brought the big one down here for this, really, because this thing barely copes with it, whereas the big one just goes, yeah, whatever, mate. This one struggles a little bit, which is why I've done it the other way around, because normally I pull out the fulls and then put the empties in. But that means that the fulls have gone down the hill behind me, and this thing really struggles to get it moving again. So we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, let's have a look at VSR number 3, who's got his car. So we shall clunk that one, and we want to come and get this. Do you want the stencil off the back? Yeah, why not? Let's get the stencil off the back as well and put it on the back of that one. So that's a good thing to do, because that's going to be the shortest train ever. We'll do a mixed to Bryson, I think, with that train, because there's not much. Oh, and the other guy's reached his spot. Fantastic. So we will cut off this one, and that's number 2, and just put that out of the way over here. And the reason why I'm doing that is because it's nearly full, so I don't want it in the back. And everything else can just stay over here. In the meantime, let's start connecting this up as a train, because we're going to be going a little bit faster. So having it connected and ready would be a good plan, I think. Looks like most of it is. And we'll worry about handbrakes in a moment. Well, that one's staying, actually. So that's almost full, though. So I actually think when we pull it out, we're going to put that one on top of that car over here, I think. So we might just put that car a little bit further in, so he's a little bit further out of the way. Because I want to put that on the front too, because we're going to have to get that out today sometime. Syke says, sound guys get all the fun. Actually, to be honest, I don't think they do, really. I think they just want to do the job as quickly as possible and get it over and done with, because they have so much to do. I've worked on a few productions as the stills photographer, and sometimes capturing the occasional sneaky video when it makes sense. But yeah, just watching the way crews work is amazing. Over time during a production, they normally span weeks, if not months, and the whole crew basically just becomes a family. You live together, you eat together, you sleep together, not in that way. And everybody just lives in each other's pockets, basically. Florian says, bra sounds. Yeah. Don't know what sound does a bra make? Rail says, I rode in the cab of SDP40F 644 and SDP40F-2 6976, coupled with FP4592, and just got off BN1 and F38 rebuild as F9 6700 in 1954 for the Northern Pacific. So you like today's better. Why did you like today's better? I'm not saying you shouldn't, but just curious. All right, let's get the air through on this one and get you down to the interchange. And I suspect the only car that's going to have a handbrake on is the one that's staying here anyway. So we'll do that thing for rails again, just because we can. Angle cock, angle cock. Find the angle cock. You know you want to. Don't make me go on the other side. There it is. Ah, there is another one. Look at that. Is it that one? Would we be that lucky? No, it's not that one. Which one is it? That one? No. That one? No. Must be that one. Yep. All right. So we'll do this one in manual mode. Reverse. I'll try to think which way round this loco is. Oh well. It'll either work or it won't. They'll either push together or they'll come apart. Yay! There you go. Got another one for you, Rails. Oh, no, nice. All right, now let's go and figure out where we're going to put you. So I think I actually need to put that train there, but we've got another one shunting over there at the moment. So let's just put you in waypoint and bring you to here for the moment, just while we sort out this little jobby over here. I don't need to put the air through. Let's get these unhooked. And let's just get him over here quickly. And our little friend, we can probably set him with a waypoint way down here somewhere, because he's going to need to come down here anyway. So we might as well. So number 2, just set you down there, because he's going to have to come down here. While they're doing that, let's pop back and have a look at our little log train, which appears to have gotten back in. Or has it failed? Oh no, it's sorted. Oh, that's so close to being foul too. Lucky. All right, let's put on a handy. In real life, you'd put on a lot more handies than that one. Oh no, I didn't let it pull off. Sorry, Rails. All right, let's put the empties back in here. This is number 1. And let's get back to our other friends. We've got a bit of a cornfield meet in progress here. But I think he's going to get out of the way in time. In theory, they won't actually hit each other, although I've seen them do it. C says them ones are popular British YouTubers. They're made in Australia. Made in Sydney, the Rode equipment. I used to use a Rode streaming mic, and the wife uses it now. And she'll use these ones. She's planning on doing a cooking thing, potentially a Greek cooking thing, but we'll see how that goes. So we've got to work out how we're going to set the kitchen up and stuff. It's one of the projects to happen after I come back, because she's been thinking about doing it for a long time, and she's started to build up the confidence in herself and her abilities. So we're going to give it a crack. So being able to get some mics that are useful for my trip and for future endeavours, because I'll use them a lot, and she'll use them too. Very worthwhile, I think. Now, I don't think that's got any brakes on, so let's just take that off up around the corner. Let's do it the quick way. Because what we want to do is get that onto... Which way's the track? Oh, there it is. Okay. I was wondering where it ended up then. We want to get that onto this end of the train. And that's VSR 3. VSR 3 is going to take the passenger train, the Crack Passenger Express. Do I have enough to buy a passenger car? There's a question. Let's have a quick look. Don't think so. No, 4,005. Because I really do need another passenger car because I have too many people and they're not getting on the trains, which is a bit of a bummer. Oh, look at that. We can go all the way through now. How come we can choose Whittier when we're there? But anyway, that's fine. Go. All right. That's going to make it even worse, that not having that extra car. But one of my main things with the VSBR, because I made a terrible mistake in my big map. I made a lot of mistakes in my big map, and one of them was making it so big. But actually, I want to be on the back of that train. Better go around there and fix that. Not on the front, I want to be on the back because we want the goods cars on the back. So let's stop that waypoint, start a new waypoint, rescued it. But my biggest mistake, forgot what it was. Anyway, that's fine. It'll come back to me, don't worry. My brain hurts. Now, why are you stuck down there? Oh, because we didn't tell you to come up here. Right, okay. We just want to put those ones back in the interchange. So that's number 2, I believe, isn't it? Pretty sure that's number 2. So we'll put all those back in the interchange, and then number 2 can jump on that train to do the shunting. Meanwhile, we've got you tooling around there. We're probably ready with number 1 to cut off. We are indeed. Lovely. This is the nice thing about having 3 locomotives. As the day becomes so hectic, it's hard to keep up with the chat, which is awesome for the railway. Not so good for you lot. So I will catch up. Once I get this guy moving, everybody's moving somewhere now, so we can just catch up. Syke says, ASMR. That'd be booby ASMR. Very quiet, I think. Boobies don't say much. Florian says, how do you get that job? There are lots of jobs in production that are a little bit weird, and if you train to be a sound engineer is how you get that job, basically. My job as stills photographer doing... I did shots. I haven't done it for a while because the director that I used to work for is retired. But I used to do shots for while they were filming or a play. If it was a play, I'd be standing behind the scenes in the wings somewhere taking shots while the play was going. Or even sitting in the audience taking shots while the play's going sometimes, depending on what he wanted. But on film sets, I would be in there being very, very quiet and using an electronic shutter because you can't use a mechanical shutter on a film set where they're shooting sound. And low-budget films always shoot the sound at the same time. They never do it later. All right, we've got him going. Let's bring him out. Ooh, it's like a roller coaster. But, and I'd shoot behind the scenes stuff. So I'd shoot people in wardrobe, I'd shoot people in makeup, and I would try to avoid shots when people were actually naked in wardrobe, but you would often see it. And some of them actually did want shots while they were getting changed, and some of them would want headshots and body shots and all sorts of stuff because they actually have to submit shots of themselves for various roles. So often they do want shots like that taken. What time do I fly out? I fly out at about 10:40 p.m. Monday night, my Monday night, which is Monday morning for the UK people. I then slowly travel back in time on my way to Dubai and Stansted. I will travel back in time 9 hours by the end of it. Come on, let me inspect it. You're not going to, are you, bastard? Come on, let me inspect it. I want to inspect a car. Any of them. Any of them. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, there we go. Inspect. Follow. Right, there we go. You can follow that along car while we chat. And I arrive, I don't know, it's about lunchtime in Stansted. I would have preferred to been able to upgrade my Melbourne to Dubai leg because that's the overnight leg. And I struggle to sleep even in a good economy seat. I may just take some Sleepy Kitten before I go, which is some stuff we got in Japan, which is helps you sleep. It's called Sleepy Kitten. Isn't that funny? But anyway, you probably have to know someone or do something compromising. No, not really. I mean, that sort of stuff does happen in the production industry, but you don't have to. You definitely don't have to. Some people get sucked in, and there are certainly some really unscrupulous people, but generally, it's not. It's generally thought that that is simply not right and that it shouldn't happen. Hello, Southwest Train Sim. Welcome. Sorry I didn't catch up too well. Syke wants to know how Rails got his cab ride. And Syke says, neat, I know audio engineering for the studio and would feel quite pressured to get things right without retakes. No, you could get in there. Syke says, is cock the industry term for valve? There are multiple kinds of things that open and close. So if you've got a valve body and it's got a lever on it or a wheel or whatever, and you turn it a quarter turn or a half turn to open it fully, that's a cock, because it's got a little thing inside that turns and opens. If you screw it, it's a valve. Syke says, saw you short on the railway the other day in the cab of the oil burner, looks a lot more comfortable. Oh, yes. Yes, very much so. I did actually a LinkedIn post on my thoughts from that day. Let's see if I can find it if anybody's interested. What do you mean I don't exist? Of course I exist. How do I find my post? There it is. Copy. Because it was just a really interesting day, and it's a really interesting... it's too bloody long. Okay. Let me get a short link for you. I should be able to cut all that crap off the back of that link and just copy that, and that should be enough. Or not. There we go, that'll load it. Because it was just an interesting thought when I compare that to my real work, is could people in my real workplace have been that flexible on the day? Or is it such a different environment in the railway that it doesn't worry you to be that flexible? And I think the answer, generally speaking, is it depends. So I know some of the people that I work with in my day job would certainly cope with that, absolutely. And they'd get right into it and they'd make the best of the day. But I do know some that would probably struggle a bit and have to be helped and mentored and coached and that sort of thing. And it was just an interesting thought in my head that I had yesterday, so I thought I'd put the post on anyway. It is very comfortable in the diesel cab, though. Rails had a ticket to ride. Excellent. And Syke says it must have been a great time for Rails. I assume it probably was. Cab rides are always fun. I always prefer to be doing one of the jobs in the cab, but just a cab ride is still fun. And I do have a few teed up officially, and I have some teed up less officially in the UK. Which reminds me, I'm waiting to hear back from one of them about whether I should be bringing my overalls or not. I think I'll probably just bring them anyway. They're not very, they don't take up that much room, and I've got plenty of spare weight. Space is my issue. Weight is not. Florian sounds good. C says, that's brilliant. She'll be brilliant. You're already pro anyway. Oh, look, I'll be able to help her with getting things set up and making sure the channel works properly and doing things with sound and post-production, all that sort of thing, because I've learnt a lot. I think this channel's been live, it is 5 years. Yeah, it's either coming up on 5 years, depending on what month we started. I don't remember exactly when I started. I should have a look, I suppose. But it's been about 5 years. It's either just on the verge of it or it actually is. So I'll have a look because, 5 years, that's kind of an important anniversary. I should have a look. So I've learnt a lot. about how to make this stuff work. And I'm not going to tell you I know what an audience wants, but I'm getting it right enough that my subscribers go up each month, and I think I managed to encourage a positive community, which is good. Because there's enough negativity in the world, we don't need more. There we go. That's the logs done for the first trip today. Based on the new contract, I do have to do 2 trips a day for this thing now, because I have to deliver a total of 14, and that's just too big for these trains. All right, let's get this bloke over here, and we can finish our shunting stuff. So all of those things are sitting there. VSR2 is still there. What are you doing still there? Why are you still there? You're a naughty little engine. It's probably because I haven't told you to go anywhere. Come on, we've got to find the cock. There we go. And pull back far enough so I can... Now this is number 2, isn't it? Bonk. We'll watch that come off. Pop. Right, all good. So since number 1 is now officially bored, we're going to do the thing I forgot to do, which is, it still thinks it's coupled. We're going to put it on that one. Why do you still think you're coupled? Probably because you are. You were. There we go. Nice. So I'll let him go and do his thing while I finish my coffee. It was a near thing today being ready for the stream because, you know, getting up. I had to wash my hat. That may sound like a fun, strange thing to do, but I have a woolen hat called Nakubra Traveller. It is my favourite hat. It is definitely coming overseas for me because it's magnificent in the sunny days. It's good in the wet too because it keeps your head dry. But it's made of wool, and I was wearing it yesterday and I was spraying some of our fruit trees with a sulphur mix to stop leaf curl and got it on my hat. So my hat stank like rotten eggs. So I've washed it. Strange thing to do, washing a hat, but you know, I have washed the hat and I've put it outside to dry. It may need another wash, but I wanted to get it done before I started the stream because it'll probably take a day and a half to dry. Now we got lots of movement happening over there. One of them's about to get onto its train, so we'll go and start to deal with that. Actually, looks like they're about to get there at roughly the same time, so we'll deal with VSBR number 1 first, because I just want to stick this on the front of that for the moment. And the reason I'm doing that is that one is so full that we'll be picking it up potentially before that other interchange comes. And same with this, it's so full that it will probably be done before the interchange. So I don't want to bury it in other cars. I want to put it on the top. Right. Oh, didn't have a handbrake on anyway. So let's just put that over here. We don't actually need to couple them because it's just going to sit in there. It'll be fine. Actually, I may need to couple them because I may need to push them back. So I will couple them because we might need to push this one back just to get room for the locomotive there. All right, let's go and have a look at number 2. Actually, let's go to number 3. Let's get the train happening. Because those people are waiting and they will get mad. Let's get number 3 on the front. Does that one need to come out yet? No. I just look because it's a convenient place to do it if we need to. All right, let's get that one through. And that one through. And that one's got a handbrake on, that one doesn't. So we'll leave that handbrake for the moment. That's full, that's full. So priority today will be earning enough money to buy a passenger car. So we're leaving some people behind here. That's not good. because we have got a longer railway. I'm not going to run it like I used to with a separate Alarka passenger train. The trains are going to run through to Alarka, so it'll be East Whittier to Alarka return. So it's going to be much simpler to run this railway, and that's one of the reasons I'm doing it the way I am. All right, numero 2. Very good, so we can get you hooked up. I will put air through because while we're not going very far, it's potentially heavy. Are there any handbrakes on in this set? There are not. So the first ones are the 2 gondolas which go into this side of the sawmill. So let's get it on the way here. And we need to push this one back a little bit. Because, see what I mean? It's still fouling the points. If I leave that there, they will actually hit. If you foul the points completely, they won't. Back you go, number 1. VSR 3 still running around. Now, when this one stops, let's do some of the daily jobs. So we can oil that, for example. We can oil this. I wish it was that easy on a locomotive. I really do. It's not. It's a horrible job oiling. If you're going a long way, that's fine. And we better have a look at our captive rolling stock too, because I hadn't done these for a little while. So I usually oil them when I drop off here. I depend on the game's alerts for telling me when a carriage needs work. I don't generally put the carriages in for repair, because they wear out so slowly it doesn't really matter. It's not worth looking at it most of the time. Probably about day 100 it would actually, you'd want to do it. So 100 days of use, you'd want to overhaul them. I know there's an update coming in, the maintenance of way update. If you have a carriage that's badly maintained and bad track, it will derail, but that doesn't do that yet. All right, you're heading in. The other one's just sitting there. That's fine. He's still running around. Let's go have a look. That seems to be taking rather a long time. Oh, you're on the way back in now. Oh, yeah, it's a long way, isn't it? All right. While we're here, let's take the opportunity and see what any of these cars need. So you're there. You're not needing to be picked up. We know that one over there is fine. Okay, that's traffic for the interchange, so we'll come and deal with that in a moment. Get the sawmill sorted first. He's running down onto the line. Now, where did we actually get to take this to? All the way to the junction. I didn't actually know the junction station was open yet, but clearly it is, which is fun. We still have to get down to Alarka itself. Now, I'm not 100% certain timetables are actually going to work on what I'm setting up, so I'm not that fussed because, you know, I have a pretty low care factor when it comes to timetables. I really do. Right, map. Let's just tell it to go to Alarka. And each time it's getting somewhere near a station, Alarka Junction, we're not going to be using any of this. So we won't be going up that way. What we're going to do is open this way, down through Cochrane and down to Alarka. What you can see in here on the map, even though I haven't opened Alarka, is my mods. Because the mods are still there from the very big map. And when we build the Y, I think we have to build the Y and then we have to build the rest and it will just happen. So we build the Y and I think the rest of it just happens. So let's bring VSR number 3. You, my friend, are coming up here. And what we're going to do is keep an eye on it because when it gets to the right stations, we are just going to dump stuff. So we're not going to shunt at those stations, because another train will be following this one. We'll just dump those carriages. So we've got one for Appalachian Hardwoods. Oh, shit, one of them's for here. Stop. I forgot one of them's for here. Right. Sorry about that, train. False start. False start. Where's me track? Where's me little station? There it is. Right. Number 3. Good. So we've got to keep an eye on that. Otherwise, we're going to end up carrying cars too far. Looks like someone's running away. Who's that running away? Florian. Ah. Thank you. I will have a safe flight and sleep well, mate. Sleep well. All right, that's going well. Let's just pop a handy on this one because I'm not sure if that's flat or not. And let's go back to our friends down here because they're ready with the first part of the shunt. Handbrake. And we want to pop that lot, not number 3, number 2. We want to pop that lot over there. And once he's out of the way, which won't be long, we'll use the other loco to put the other gondola over there. So VSR number 1, let's put you on there. And hopefully they don't hit each other. I was thinking about counting on the AI, and then I thought, no, I better not. I can hear a switch changing constantly. That's going up the wrong track. Stop! VSR2. Stop. Why did you go up there? Pretty sure I told you to go up there. Why did you do that? Oh, that's the other thing I should get in the next interchange is some coal. Right, that looks better. I think I might have confused it, telling it to do too many things at once, and they both tried to control these points. There we go. Wow, someone on one of my videos is achieving comments per second. Right. Okay. Now, number 1. Surely we'll be okay now. Put you on there. And just while this guy's doing his thing, we can oil that. Oil that. I don't care about the stock that I don't own. I never oil it because it always turns up oiled, so I don't bother. And let's put a back handbrake on somewhere. And let's get our little friend number 2 out of the way. Now, I don't think we have to do anything with any of this stuff, do we? No. That's all in the interchange. You can see that because they're transparent and it fits. So let's bring our other little friend, number 2. We'll just plonk him there so he's out of the way, but he's in a useful spot. That was a weird noise, wasn't it? Weird indeed. Leon, hello. You are good too. Florian doesn't get much sleep on planes either. Leon says that's a nice name for sleeping kittens. Hello, Daniel Robert Jowett. Welcome. C says, what got you into YouTube? Victoria, the state I live in, had 2 years of lockdown with about 5 weeks off in the middle. And like, what I can say is I was playing the games and I thought, I watch all these people that stream. Could I do that? So when I was playing, I just started streaming. And I discovered that it was fun and it was interesting. And after I started to gather some people, I think my first stream, I think I had one person watching who didn't chat. So gradually we've built up a bit of a community of people who talk, which is really helpful because that way we're getting, oh, that looks cool. That way we're getting other people's thoughts and ideas and questions and stuff. It's not just me babbling on about crap constantly. So it's good to have people who chat. It's fine for people who don't chat too. I'm never concerned about that. And then I eventually chose a time slot, which was this one. This actually isn't a very good time slot. Most people who watch this stream actually watch it later on in the day. There's just, especially when I play an American game like this one, because that part of the audience is probably asleep at this time. My weeknight timetable works better for those people. But because I've gotten used to using this one and the family's used to it, I stick with it. So it's fine. It's all good. And I think what got me into it originally, was basically I was really bored just being locked in and doing nothing at home. Did do a lot of bike riding then. Couldn't play on the railway. Couldn't go outside. Oh, we were allowed outside actually, but not far from home, 5 kilometres, which meant we could go to the beach. We were lucky. We were allowed to go to the beach. And it was 5 kilometres as the crow flies, which meant that I could actually go on about 25-kilometre bike rides because some of the trails around here are quite circuitous. Right, now that one's on there. Number 1's got nothing to do too now. So why don't we chuck number 1 over here? Useful, but not. And let's go and see how number 3 is going. Are you at Ella yet? Or have you passed Ella? I have a faint suspicion he passed Ella, so he's just finished at Ella. So, just for planning purposes, Ella Farm Supply, that one's going to come out. And that one's staying. Okay. So let's go and have a look at Bryson and see what's what up here. Who's who in the zoo? Is there anything in the team? So he wants to come out. That one won't because it's still got something on it. That one doesn't yet. No. That one wants to come out. What about the oils down here? Standard oil. Standard oil. All this stuff probably wants to come out now. Ooh, yeah, I better get that out of the way, hadn't I? Because we've got a train coming through there. Yeah, there's a lot to do. I think we might just send a light engine up here. What do you reckon? I think that's a good idea. So number 2 is more powerful than number 1. So let's send number 2 up here. Let's just make sure you've got coal and water. You do, plenty. All right, let's jump back on the map then. Let's deal with that train at the bridge site first up. Let's get onto this one. Number 2. Let's just get that out of the way, which means we've got to stop the passenger train at Bryson. So let's pop down here and we'll put a flare down at Bryson to stop the passenger train. And then the other one will catch up with it. That'll be fine. You can just follow it through. It might even couple onto the back of it at some point. We'll see. Actually, how's coal and water going on number 1? Ah, fine. So we'll leave that one there to deal with the interchange traffic when it turns up. Which means I will put number 1 back over here so it's ready to deal with said interchange traffic. rather than sitting there. And we can follow the light engine. Why not? Now, where's our other guy? He's on his way to Governor's Island. We could unhook him and go and get the bridge traffic, I suppose, and leave the other one to do all of the shunting around the place. We may even do that. We'll see, because it will take this one a little while to get there. In fact, that's probably a good idea. But what I do want to do, let's get that interchange happening as well. In fact, I'll keep doing that. I'll keep sending it up to Bryson, but let's sleep an hour, because we should have interchange traffic now, because I think it said 8:10. So have we got anything? No, it hasn't come yet. So let's have a quick look and see when the interchange is supposed to be happening. I thought it was now. 8:50. Okay, so we'll just sleep for another hour. Actually, let's go 1, 2, 3. Right, we've got traffic. Good. Ooh, it's quite a heavy train too. So my sending the big engine off was probably silly, because we've got quite a lot to do. In fact, I'm going to bring that little one back. You know, that one that's just run away up there? I'm going to bring that back, because we're going to need him. So in the meantime, let's just shunt some of this stuff. So the passenger train's going to have to get that bridge traffic out of the way by itself, because this one can't take this load, not by itself. Let's get the Bryson stuff off here. See? Mistakes. It's okay to fail. It's fine. Hopefully that won't couple up again. Actually, I probably want it to couple up, because it would be smarter to break it here. No, I think that did couple up again, so let's just put it over here. No, it didn't. Too many handbrakes on. You've got a handy on, which means you must have a handy on as well. All right, so let's just go into manual mode, forward, and push. Oh, that whole thing is rolling away, isn't it? I thought this yard was flat, but clearly it's not. Have you coupled up, do you think? I think it has. Right, let's break that then. Go back into waypoint mode and put it here. Clonk. Let's just put a flare here. Because we'll double head the big heavy train out of here. Put the sawmill stuff away first and double head the big one. That makes some sense. Meanwhile, that other guy's getting into Bryson, so let's pop up here. Because there's a couple of things we want to do here. We want to dump that Appalachian Hardwoods one. Just catching up. Lord Vectron says, because we're all good little subs. That could be taken so many ways. Do you know, look at that, 3248. We can almost afford another passenger carriage. We'll get one today. We need it. Come on, you can stop now. All right, let's put that handbrake on and break that off. And let's put that handbrake on and break that off and send you out to go and get this bridge traffic out of the way. And then you can come back. Because we're actually going to be pushing it for time, because I slept nearly 2 hours back then. So we've only got 4 hours to deliver our passengers or they get off. Aren't they scary? Now, do I still have a flare there? I do. Let's get rid of you. All right, now let's get back to the fun then. VSR number 1 should have its cars in. Lovely. Good. And we will brake that, put on that handbrake, and get the Appalachian Hardwoods ones back onto the Alarka Junction site. Nice. And that's number 1. It is. Very good, Nick. If I can get in there quickly enough, I can put the air through on that. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Now, we'll leave them for later. That's fine. When we're back, because we're going to need 2 locomotives to take this lot. The big one could have done it by itself, but I foolishly sent that away on the other train. Sykes says the only cab ride he had was in the early 90s, much younger, riding the TTC subway. Driver opened the doors and let me sit in the chair and explain the controls. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it was a gentler time, even as recently as the 90s. Today, a driver letting you in the cab of an actual commuter train is not common. Now, once he couples up, earth-shattering kaboom. There we go. All right, let's put you in manual mode, cut out multiple unit, and then we come back to number 2, who's stuck up here at a fusee, or a flare, as an Aussie would call it, and we will couple you to this guy. And dunk, and we will double head. Let's put the air through. And we should... Actually, I won't take the handbrake off yet, not until that loco couples on, because number 2 won't actually be doing any... Sorry, number 1 won't be doing any braking anymore. Number 3 is at the waypoint, so let's go and sort that, because we are on a time poor limit here. Let's just have a look at that. How many handbrakes have we got on? 1 more. All right, let's get that back to Bryson. So we'll just start him moving. You've probably noticed I often do that. It just saves a tiny bit of time. And we'll bring that lot back to up here somewhere. All right, now let's get back to you. You're in there. Get that ready while we're here. Lots of coal and water. Lots of coal and water. All right, let's take the handbrake off this back one. So we should be ready to go, I think, with that little train, with number 2 running the deal. And we only have Bryson's stuff on there. So let's get back into the map. Hop back to Bryson. I'm going to bring it into the shunting area, because we will have to deal with some of the cars before it actually goes. So you imagine one of them dealing with this, the 2 of them are struggling. Once they get it going, they'll be fine, but... Oh, they're out of sync. They're almost in sync to the point that you can kind of hear a strange sound. See, at that point with the big change of plans, the firemen of both of those trains would have been going, oh no, I need to build a massive fire and I have seconds, bloody drivers. That's life. Lots of people said goodnight to Florian. Lord Vectron says it's 7:21 p.m. on the East Coast, 4:21 on the West Coast. Oh, it's probably not too bad, I suppose. Guess Americans are busy on Saturday afternoon doing American things. Yeah, like eating donuts, drinking beer, and I used to live there. That's what I would have done on a Saturday. Seems fair. C says COVID was a weird time. I was a carer most of the COVID period. Amount of PPE and constant hand washing made my hands sore. I had that problem. I eventually found a 3M hand wash, which is used in hospitals. I could not use the alcohol stuff because I get eczema. And people would go, oh, you got to use the alcohol. I go, nah, I'll use this, thanks. And I always had it with me. C says retyped comments as it wasn't written correctly. That's fine. And yes, you can definitely ask another question. C, sorry I took so long to catch up with that. Hot Wheels Northwest says, what parts of England are you coming to? Ah, let me find the file I prepared earlier. Actually, yes, that is what I want to do. I'll get it out of here. Where is it? There we go. So it's mostly south this time round. So I did Wales and North last time. Next year I'm planning on coming back with the missus. We're going to do Scotland and Ireland. Yes, go around that carriage. You need to go around that carriage. Well done. Good plan. So I will be in London starting on the 12th, landing at Stansted. And I'll be popping down into the city and just mucking around in the city for a couple of days. I am then out at Chatham for a couple of days. You can probably guess why. I can't tell you, but I'm sure you can guess. And then I'm in Poole visiting Hentis, who's a fellow ambassador. I'm going out there for a couple of reasons. I'm going to the Swanage Railway, but Hentis also has some dramas with his PC that I'm going to sort out for him and get it fixed up and get it all up and running. And I'm also going to be recording an episode of the Railway Dogcast, which is a podcast that Hentis and another chap do. So I will be their subject, I guess, in that one. So a bit of a busy time in Poole. It's going to be a little bit flat stick. And then I'll be off on the Isle of Wight. So I thought, why not? I'm riding the hovercraft there, and then I'm getting a train out to Shanklin on the Island Line, because you have to. And I'm staying in Shanklin for a couple of days, but I'll be going onto the Isle of Wight Steam Railway, and there's a couple other things I wanted to explore on the Isle of Wight as well. Then I'm heading to Swindon, which sounds like a weird place to go, because there's really nothing in Swindon. Nothing of interest to a tourist. And I'm told to watch out for myself in Swindon. So, yeah, I'm quite used to doing that. I live in the suburb I live in is one of those ones that's changing from a bit shit to less shit. And, yeah, it's just a fact of life. You keep your eye out in the streets. So, going into Swindon, the reason I'm going there is because Didcot's just round the corner. And there are places to stay near Didcot, but Swindon's got a Premier Inn and Didcot doesn't. And I like Premier Inns. They're just simple. Really simple. They're predictable. They will be a certain level of quality. You don't have to worry about it. Whereas, and they're cheap. I think the Premier Inn in Swindon's like £60 or something. It's crazy. And there's also the Great Western Museum, which is not very far from there, so I'm going to that. Then I will be in Kidderminster, and I'm meeting up with Adam from Skyhook. I'll be interviewing him, and he's gonna be my tour guide on the SVR by car. Then I'm meeting up with Londo Spark, who's one of the audience members I have, and we're going to be riding the SVR the next day. And I've got something else on that afternoon as well afterwards. I can't remember what it is, though. Oh, I know what it is. I'm trying to meet up with Daisy. I don't know how many of you know Daisy, but Daisy has built... She's a guard on one of the networks. Won't tell you which one, because I don't think she's ever said. But she's built an accessible console for playing train simulators, which you can roll a wheelchair right into the thing. And that's just magnificent. I'm just catching up with her because she's a mate. But I haven't actually asked her, but if she'll let me interview her, I might just do that because I'd love to know more about that console. Then I have to get up ridiculously early on the 25th to get to York because I've got to get halfway across the country because I've got a date with Flying Scotsman at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Shildon, where I'm going to be in the cab. So I've got to make it there for that. So I'm on a train at like 6 in the morning out of Kidderminster, which is just going to be a bit crap. One of the interesting things about that is I have to get from one side of Brummie to the other side. Just got to watch out for the Romanians. Sorry if you're a Romanian. I keep making Romanian jokes about Brummie because of the articles I keep reading. But anyway, then I'll be off. I'm having a rest day in Norwich after that, just because it's... I'm stopping in Norwich for the simple reason that I'm going to Sheringham because I'm going to be meeting Jamie Ringwood from DTG because he's involved in the North Norfolk Railway and they're having their summer gala. So I'm going to spend 3 days with him, basically. Well, not with him all the time, but 3 days he's going to tour me around the railway and we'll see if I get into a cab. No promises have been made, but we'll see. And I stopped at Norwich first because Sheringham being a beachside town in summer is ridiculously expensive. It is the most expensive accommodation I've got. So I don't need to be there until the next morning, so I won't. I'm going to stop in Norwich where it's really cheap. It's like £50, I think, for Norwich. And it's, yeah, it's just a lot cheaper than what it's costing me in Sheringham, which is about £250 a night, which is quite... yuck. That's expensive. But anyway, the North Norfolk is going to be well worth it. I'm really looking forward to that because Australian Railways, the nearest thing we've ever had to a gala was the centenary celebrations, the 1988 centenary, where locomotives from everywhere got together. And we've never done one again. So I'm really looking forward to a gala because at a gala on a UK railway, locos come from lots of other railways to spend time at the railway having a gala. And it's just, I think it's just going to be an amazing experience, and I'm really looking forward to it. See, our little trains are coping fine now that they're moving. Doing very well. Hot. That's the parts of England. Lord Vectron says, true story, there were articles written a year or two before COVID saying hand sanitizer was next to worthless and straight soap was the better choice. Hand sanitizer actually does work. I know the science behind it. It kills the surface things. What it doesn't kill is stuff that's impregnated, and that's what soap kills. So if it's deep in the grains of your skin, soap will get rid of that. All those articles have been purged. Ah, they're probably still around. Look on Reddit. Lord Vectron says, my skeptic brain thinks COVID was a ploy, but to be hand sanitizer to get sales. Well, maybe. That and masks. But, it was a crazy time. Now, it is interesting that everybody around the world has these crises at the same time. Granted, COVID was a pandemic, but now we've got a housing crisis. And there's one in Australia, and there's one in America, and there's one in the UK, and there's one in the bit of Ireland that's not UK, and lots of Europe are having a housing crisis. Do these people get together at something like the G20 and go, oh, what's the next big crisis to smash these people with? I know, let's have a housing crisis. Anyway, I am skeptical. But I don't do politics. No politics. C said, how did you get involved with Dovetail? It's probably weird since COVID. Every time I come out of a shop or after filling the car up, I have to use hand sanitizer. Oh, look, you get used to stuff, C, and everybody has a degree of OCD. And yeah, some people do still use it a lot. And that's fine, absolutely fine. It can't hurt you. So you may as well. And how did I get involved with Dovetail? I was in the beta program because I'd asked Matt. There was a time when they were absolutely desperate for real railway people, and I said, look, I'm a railway fireman, and I also understand track because I'm a qualified track patroller. I don't do that very much now. I do it twice a year to keep my quals, but that reminds me, I've got to do one the week I come back. And they were desperate for railway people, so I got into the beta, and I was useful for a few years in beta. And at one point, when Nat was doing the community stuff, I said, hey, I'm in beta and I run a channel. It's not a very big channel. I think I had less than 1,000 subscribers then. And I just said, I'd love to be an ambassador. I'd love to show off the game. So I learn the new stuff before it goes out. I'd like to make tutorials and things like that to help out. And I got a really quick answer to that. I must have copped her on a really good day, because within minutes she said, yes, and you'll hear back from our agency. And I did. It took longer to hear back from the agency than from her. So that's how I got involved there. And the other thing I do with DTG is I'm a moderator on the Transcend World Stream channel. And that came about, I think it was when, I'm not sure if it was when TSW3 was released or TSW4. It might have been 4, I think, which came out fairly soon after 3. And in the stream, they were just getting smashed by people whinging about it. And just behind the scenes, I think I pinged JD on Discord and said, because he knew me by then, I'd had lots of conversations, I said, hey, make me a moderator for today and I'll help you control this, because I think they only had 2 mods on, so they did, and I've been a moderator ever since. They've never taken it away. It's not as trivial as it might seem being a moderator on someone else's stream. We have rules. We have to record everything we do. So if we time someone out or ban them, it's unusual to ban them. We normally just time them out. They have to be really bad to get banned, or really obvious, like a porn bot or something like that. We can just ban that. That's fine. And yeah, ever since then, it's just gotten on well. I get on well with Matt. I chat to him occasionally behind the scenes. So yeah, just useful. Hot Wheels says, sounds like a great trip ahead. I hope you've visited the National Railway in York. I am going to the NRM. I'm actually meeting up with another one of the audience members there. I don't think he's told anybody who he is, but I did go there with him last year. So if you remember last year, you could look that up and you'll see who it was. But we're going to go to the NRM. The Inspiration 200 train is at NRM when I'm there, so I'm going to go and jump on that as well. Oh, that was a quick trip to Bryson. I don't think I'll see anything really surprising on the Inspiration train, because I watched the Jeff Marshall preview video of it, which was a lot of fun. Oh, look, our train's back here. We should come and jump on this bloke and get him on his way. I should have done that ages ago, because I'll be risking these passengers getting off. So that's number 3, isn't it? Let's get number 3 back on the train. Dunk. Let's just get them out of here. Now, I could also get him to take the Alarka stuff up, but I don't think I will. Oh, don't run into each other. Don't run into each other. Don't do anything stupid, train. Is it really going to do something stupid, or is it going to wait? Slow down. It's going to wait. So I could get it to take the Alarka stuff up, but I don't think I will. I'll just get the doubleheader to take that up, but I'll get rid of the local stuff first. Because I don't want to delay the passengers. But what I will do, actually, you know what I should do, which would be much smarter? Let's stop you. And just to be smart, select number 2. Number 2 can take the passenger train, because, you know, number 2's little. Let the big engine take the heavy shit. That would be smart, wouldn't it? How are you going for coal and water? You're fine. Number one's probably struggling a bit for coal and water by now, so we should probably... Oh, no, that's not too bad. Now, number one, we need to put you back into waypoint mode and give you brakes back. And let's put a handy on this one. And we'll just get that over here. Now, number three, I'll actually put on the back of this set because you've got to push it up there. And we won't be able to do a passenger service after we've pushed it up there. And there might be some stuff in the coal mine as well, so we better check for that before we get too carried away about pushing it up there. So we'll probably stop that one at Hemingway. Oh, we've got a lot going on at Bryson today with 3 locomotives, don't we? We got locomotives going everywhere. Good stuff. Let's just make sure that stays uncoupled. Let's put a handbrake on that one as well, and that should stop it bogging it together. No, it didn't. Oh, maybe it did. Alright, let's get the air through and get that out of here. Straight through to Alarka. So which one's that? Number 2. Let's grab the map up again and get that up to Alarka. Now, would it fit round the corner? I think it will. Get it up here and get it out of the way. Actually, let's have a look around at the coal mine before... Well, I've got it moving now, but let's just pop around at the coal mine. If there's cars here, I don't think there will be, because I think I have to bring the first ones here. Yeah, there's nothing here yet. Good. So we'll leave him. He should be running now. So that'll be fine to have it pop around the corner, because that'll be helpful if it fits. So let's get away from you. We'll leave the smallest one here shunting. And let's get you hooked on the train, and you can start pushing that up behind the passenger train. And like I said, the reason I'm pushing it is because you have to push it up past that spot. Now, I think I put a handbrake on one of these, so I did. Right. So, I'm pretty sure that stuff has to come up here just from memory of last time I did this, so I'll be curious to see whether number 3 can actually do this by itself. I guess it should be able to. Because I'd like to keep this other one here and shunt and then take it back via Ella and pick up the cars from Ella as well. Because there is a little bit of shunting to do here. Now, hopefully he won't pass the passenger train at Hemingway, because that would be a little bit funny. Because the passenger train's going to stop at Hemingway for a little while. Yeah, he should be fine for water. It's not that big a hill. Now, if he does get stuck, I'll roll the passenger train back and pull on one end and push on the other end. It'll be fine. All right, now what have we got here? We've got a Bryson Lumber and Coal, so that's round the corner. Appalachian Hardwoods, Appalachian Hardwoods. Bryson Lumber and Coal. Isn't that here? I think that's there. Yeah, it's there. So we've got one car out and one car in. That'll be fine. Let's do that first. And we've got an Appalachian hardwood sitting over there as well, so we'll have to deal with that in a moment. But let's put him on here. There's our number uno. Put you there, cook. And we can watch one of these for a little while. He's going fine. How about my little passenger train? How are you going? Ah, you're going flat stick on a very short cut-off. Good to see. See, says premiums are awful. Well, the one I stopped at, you know, I guess sort of, it's basic though. But they're not that basic, really. They're quite reasonable inns, to be honest with you. And the breakfast's good. And they're always clean. They're always predictable. Never had a drama with one. I've used them quite a bit. Rail says currently stuck waiting for a freight train to clear. Oh well. At least you can watch the freight train. You can make video of it. Hot Wheels says make sure you visit the York Museum again will come up. It's currently undergoing a lot of work and not at full capacity. Should be fully open again after September. Yeah, I will be going to it because I'm meeting I'm meeting Dave. I won't tell you which Dave, but bit empty. Passenger train. So I will be at North Yorkshire Moors as well because I'm going there with Richie and Casual. It's on the day that DTG are doing their big announcement on the 26th, so Richie and Casual and I are going to interview ourselves in a three-way interview, and each of us will put it on our channels, because, you know, streamers are incestuous. C says, I can see why they do get bashed at Army Line if that route isn't polished. Oh, Evans has been waiting to see it since TW4. Sure, it's 4. You know, well, don't forget, Tadami Line's not DTG. Tadami Line is Union Workshops. So it's not really up to DTG when Union released that thing. And did they announce it too early? Yeah, I think so. And the issue will be the train. So the same thing the Mildmay guy discovered. The issue was the train. He got the route done really quickly. But he ran into time challenges with the train. It's just how it is, I think. The train's the complex bit. C says, I think it's a brilliant idea of people like me that's bored of TSW and have been here for a while. I think 2006 will get you back into it. Oh, that's good, if you think it will. And what I suggest to people who play games is don't get too hung up on one of them. So I've got, I don't know, 50-odd games in here, and I'm pretty happy these days that most months the channel actually pays for the games, which lets me bring new games in and experience new stuff. And I'm really, really fortunate and lucky to be able to do that, and it's thanks to the people in the audience, both the members who directly contribute and the people who indirectly contribute by putting up with ads. Which brings in some cash. So the channel doesn't make a lot, being honest with you. It makes about 200 Australian dollars a month, which is, it's about £100 for the UK people. It's probably about 120 US dollars. It's probably about 125 euros a month. And I do spend a lot, so half of that just goes on a higher speed internet so that I can stream, because in Australia, if you want a high bandwidth going out, you've got to pay for it. It's just how it works. But this year, the channel's actually paying for the trip, but it's not really, because the channel's just going to make a monstrous loss this year on paper, which is good for my tax. I wonder what that little siding is. I don't think I've ever used that one before. I don't think I've ever even noticed it before. Okay. So that'll be interesting. The issue, see, that they were getting bashed for, I'm pretty sure it was TSW4, was that it came out so soon after 3 and you had to pay for it. And I have to say DTG learnt a good lesson from that, because 5 came out and for a good 5-6 months you were able to get it for free as an upgrade. 6 is going to be the same. That has been announced. It's definitely going to be the same, where you'll be able to get it as an upgrade for free. You don't get the route pack, but you can update the base game. And the complaint, I think, when 4 came out, it was very, very valid, but it didn't need to be stated 1,000 times a second. And I think that's the challenge that, let's call them modern communicators, have, is when they feel a bit narky, they go into full keyboard warrior mode and they'll say the same thing over and over and over again. And it's not that they're being ignored. It's that it's been responded to once, and that's how many times you should respond to it. Do I not have air through on the back of this thing? Oh, no, that's number 1. That's fine. All right, so that's got some passengers. There's 37 people waiting, and we'll be running a trip back anyway, so that's fine. Now, I'm hoping, actually, what I'm going to do, let's just put a flare there, so it's going to be uphill. Do you know if it passes it, I'm going to let it. I'm hoping the other one doesn't pass it, though. Let's see where it's up to, I suppose. It's only doing 12 mile an hour, so it's struggling on the hill. Oh, it's not far, actually. It might actually pass it. It's only just around the corner. It's going okay, though. Such a heavy train. So if that passenger train doesn't leave soon, this one is definitely going to pass it, because that's very close to Hemingway. It's 2 more corners away, I think. But anyway, let's pop back down to numero uno. So we're coupled, and probably got a handbrake on that. No, we don't. We left it there all this time with no handbrake on. Now we have to pull that one out. So I think what we might do, let's just put that one there. Get rid of that. VSR number 1, good. Good. We'll have to bleed that. That's why it sat there all this time with the handbrake off, is because it had its brakes on. That was lucky. That one's staying there. Pull it out, put the other one in. Let's go back to you. Will it pass the passenger train? The passenger train is moving, so no, it won't. Passenger train's taken off. That's a good thing. Just realised I've had my cup of tea sitting here for an hour and a half, 2 hours, hour and a half. Funnily enough, it's not very warm anymore. It was funny, one of the videos I recorded last night, I lost my voice halfway through the video, and you just get to hear me go, I thought, leave it in. It's funny, leave it in. Lord Vectron says, same here, see, I was getting hot for the 86 and haven't even finished any of the scenarios for it. Yeah, it's fine if you leave a game and come back to it. And I would suggest grab another game. Don't sit there staring at the game going, I don't want to play this. Because you'll start something and you won't enjoy it. And if you're not enjoying it, you're not going to keep playing it. And you're just going to get upset. And that's perfectly normal. That really is absolutely normal thinking. So I find the quickies help. So sometimes when I'm doing the relaxer stream, so I don't have to think, I just run the quickies. And that'll take me into anything. And I find that quite challenging because you never know what it's going to be. Let's pop back down to Mr. Shunty here so we don't forget him. Yeah, we might put a handbrake on this time. And we'll put this one back into this little siding here so that he's done. And then we should think about our next moves. We've got a lot of stuff to take around the corner. But let's just have a quick look at what else we've got to do here. So I think that one's staying. Well, that one's now coming out. It wasn't, but it is now. So they've pulled that crate off. And that one's coming out as well. So we're going to deal with those, get them onto that train because that's all going back. And then we can deliver these and that one. So that's R1, that's R1, and that's G3A. So they're all around there as well. Cool bananas. Let's just watch our little friend here wherever he's gone. There he is. How are we going for water? Fine. Oh, that's something I haven't built up at Alarka yet. I haven't built the water tower. Can I do that? Milestones. Alarka Junction Y. So I can't do that until I built the Y. Alarka Junction water column. Do need to, I will, actually, it's dubious whether I will need that, to be honest, because after I build the branch, I probably won't need it because I'll have water at Alarka, water at Bryson, and water at East Whittier. Yeah, I may not build it. May not bother. All right, let's pop a handbrake on you, get you unhooked, and get you back onto our little friend over here. And I think our first move with our little friend here, because we've got easy access through these crossovers, I'm actually going to go pick that car up and put it on them, and then we'll put our friend that's going back onto that one. That's just to minimise the number of moves that we're doing. The passenger train has reached Alarka. Fantastic. Now, we can't run around at Alarka yet. Could we? We actually could run around here by going to the coal mine. Where's the other one? Have I got time to do this? To run around? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's still struggling up the hill to Hemingway. He's not quite there yet, so we've got time to do this. So let's grab VSR2, which is our passenger train, and stop him. And let's bring him out to the coal mine so we can run around our train. Whee! I should have done this on the map, shouldn't I? This is silly. First use of the coal mine. Woo! Ah! I'm bad at this. I think I've got time to get him up here. All right, let's get VSR2 here. That will do. Because the other one's down to 9 mile an hour going up the hill into Hemingway. So he's going to be a little while. Should be all right. We've just got to keep an eye on this, though, so remind me. Don't let me forget about this one, because we've got to get it out and get it back into this siding, because these other carriages go here. And we'll be a bit stuffed if I forget about it. All right, break off. And let's pop over and get this car. VSR number 1. Almost did the wrong train. That would have been funny. Don't let me forget about that train. And that needs to come out too, so we'll probably push forward and get that onto the other end. And then we can drop that one somewhere. I should catch back up with the chat, shouldn't I? See, says a bit about blah, blah, blah. Lord Vectron, same here. C says, I've not even bought that route, only got Cardiff because it was on sale and live in Wales. I think I bought one for a good few months. How are you finding Cardiff, C? I know you've got some struggles of getting back into the game, but I'm curious how you're finding Cardiff. C says that's nothing against the route. It's a good route. JT always do amazing things. Actually, it's interesting that people say JT do amazing things, because what I see from JT is that they make the exact same stuff-ups that Rivet do. And they're totally forgiven for it. And Rivet are not. And I find that vastly amusing, to be honest. I probably shouldn't, but I do. Lord Vectron says, I love it. According to the game, I've done nearly 3,000 miles on West Coast Mainline Shap. That's quite impressive, actually. That's a lot of runs. Lord Vectron says, I'm halfway through a replay of RDR2, but played 1,200 hours of it and not motivated. Yeah, I don't think I've even started it. I've got it in my library. One of my kids bought it for me as a present. I don't think I've even opened it. I've got a few games that I've never touched, that I've bought them and they just sit there. It was interesting, actually, because last year when I went to DTG, I had a chat with Matt, and he said that about 3% of the players buy either Train Sim World or a DLC and never open it. Isn't it interesting? So they're probably buying it in sales, or potentially people picking it up in things like Humble Bundles, and they never actually touch it. It's interesting. And I thought that was weird, but I've got games that I don't play too, which is, you know, I buy something on a sale thinking I'll get into that, and I just never remember it, or I don't find time, or whatever. Right, I probably need to bleed that one. Let's put this back together because that is an Appalachian hardwoods, and it can go with this one. Bonk. And then we'll put that back one onto there, and we'll run around and put the other one on the other end of it. How are our friends going? Number 3 has picked up the pace and is rolling through Hemingway right now. So let's get on to number 2. How are you going? Ooh, this is going to be a near thing whether you get back in time. He's almost at the coal mine. It's very close. So we're going to stick with this guy so I don't forget him. Oh, I know why he's taking such a long time. It's because he's in the slow section. He's in the 15 mile an hour section. Because it's such tight corners. And as you can tell, the passenger cars are squealing just a little bit. Actually, the game's really quiet, isn't it? Game. Let's put it up a little bit for you guys. And for me too. That should be a bit better. Is that better? Yeah, it's a bit better. Just watching the levels. All right, let's get this run around and back to Alarka Junction. How's old mate going? Ooh, he's nearly there. Ooh, he's going to be a very close thing, but I don't want to stop old mate on the hill. Oh, well, we'll deal with it if we have to. Okay, this is number 2. Let's stop you there. Handbrake on. Because I've learnt the hard way, this yard is on a slope. Let's get you onto there as quick as you can. That's your water. I can hear the other one. That's not foul, I hope. Ooh, that's going to be close if it goes that way. Which way is it going to go? It is going that way. That's going to be very close. They may hit. How's old mate going? Ooh, he's struggling a bit. Look, down to 11 mile an hour. That could work in our favour. It's funny you can hear him because, look, we're actually really close to each other at the moment. It's just across the valley. If I scoot across that way, we should actually go and find him. Is that him? That's a road. Oh, hang on. Is there track? There's the track down there. So I just scooted across to here. So he's a little way away from here yet. We might just do this, I think. We might be lucky. I did see an announcement from Railroader that they're working on the camera bug. We'll just ignore that they just traded paint. They're both black. It's fine. As the bot says, please smash the like button. Lord Vectron says, I'm halfway through a replay. Oh, you've talked about that. Also started a new game in Cyberpunk. Decision paralysis on playstyle, whether I do a melee build or a commando build or a pistol gunslinger build. That is one thing I do with games. If I find the game's getting a bit stale, I start it again. I've just done that with Derail Valley. You'll see that come out as a premiere while I'm away. I've got premieres teed up for every Wednesday and every Sunday. And if I can, I will be in the chat for those. Oh, he's gonna block me in. I'm gonna have to stop him. No. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna keep him moving. We're gonna keep him moving. We're gonna keep going. Let's dump a point there to keep him moving on the hill. And then we're going to take him up past the coal mine. I hope he can get up here. And meanwhile, have we got you coupled back on properly? Yep, you're back on. So meanwhile, we'll pop back to here so we can watch this guy come up the hill. And we'll just bring our passenger train to the yard's limit here. Oh, we've got a bloody brake on. Of course we do. So I'm glad he didn't stop, because if he'd stopped, we probably would have struggled to get him moving. So that'll be fine. That's sorted out. He's on the way. He's on the way. That's all good. Let's get back to our little friend back at Bryson, who is doing what? Okay, he's fine. Let's clonk you. And we'll get our other friend here onto the back. Am I doing the right thing? Did I just clonk the wrong one? Because that's Appalachian Hardwoods, and that one's East Whittier Interchange. I think I just clonked the wrong one, didn't I? All right, so let's pop into you. Let's put you in manual so we can recouple you. Come on. Push, 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 push. There we go. Appalachian Hardwoods, East Whittier. That's the one we want to clonk. And now we can go back into waypoint mode, just to keep it simple for ourselves. Because while I love driving trains, I don't care that much about these. Ooh, did he get it far enough past? Yeah, that's fine. All right, so let's get number 2 back down into the junction. In fact, why don't we stop him on this side and we can make this our passenger run. So we'll put him here. And let's pop back to him, because let's set up our carriages for passenger running. Now we'll be going everywhere. Boop. Lovely. He's coming up on the yard limit now. We should see our other train sitting in behind him. There we go. There's number 3. It's interesting that's the yard limit for both yards, in both directions. Now, just before he actually gets into the station, because you can't put a waypoint under another train, what I am going to do is bring that other one down. Actually, I'm not quite sure how far to bring it, so I'll bring it down to here. Bring it there, and we'll see if that leaves me enough room. That should have it in as delivered. And let's pop back to number 1. You've got that set on there, so we can clunk this one. Did you notice the ocean bar just appeared out of the trees briefly then? Shouldn't laugh. And yes, I still have my cough. It's great. Honest. Bloody awesome. Really enjoying it. It's 11 weeks since I got this cough, and that's on the back of the one that I had for 19 weeks, and I had a week's break with no coughing. I'm loving this. Really loving it. Life. C says, I really got into Joe Dobson's video lately. His videos are good and funny. You're the only ambassador I watch in jail. No offense to anyone, obviously. You can watch absolutely whoever you want, see? And if you like my content, fantastic. And if you don't like the others, that's perfectly fine. It's all good. there are some ambassadors. Hentus is one that you might want to have a look at. See, Hentus is like me. He's pretty open about the content. If he doesn't like it, he says it. But some of the others are a little yes-ish, I guess. The German ones are pretty blunt, I have to say. I like some of the German ones. Daniel says, I must admit I took a long break from playing TSW. I didn't bother with TSW 5. I only just recently started playing TSW 4 again to get you back into it ahead of 6. Well, the good news is, Daniel, is when 6 comes out, and if you get the starter pack, it'll upgrade you from 4. So you don't have to pay anything just to have 6. If you like the look of whatever the routes are when they get announced on the 26th, and you choose to buy the standard or deluxe editions, then you get the starter pack for free with it. But you don't have to buy the routes. You can just grab the starter pack for nothing, and it will upgrade your game to TSW6, which I think is a welcome thing from Dovetail, to be honest. I think the community will like that. All right, once he hooks on, let's get him off. That sounds wrong. And let's just jump onto the other end of this train with our little shunty mate. He's having a quick shunt by himself in the forest here at Bryson. And let's start putting this train together. Let's get a handbrake on because it just moved. I don't like it when they randomly move like that. All right. Remember, we've got a handbrake on at both ends, like you would in true prototypical practice. All right, so that's all the shunting done here, apart from the ones around the corner, so we'll get those sorted. VSR 3 is sitting at the back of the passenger train. Now, does it think they're delivered? No. So where do they... Oh, they go over there. Ah, okay. Well, that's fine. I thought they went over here. We're going to block the road crossing. Anyway, he obviously can't go anywhere until the passenger train leaves, even though he wants to. He's going to try, but he can't. Did I oil these before? No. So let's get them oiled. They don't couple up to it. Right. So as soon as he gets on his way, we'll just sit over here and we can watch them right up on the hill. Be a good vantage point. No, not really. I know where we'll sit. Sit over here at the road crossing. Like a proper gunzer will get in the way. Go on. Off you go. 3512, we can almost afford a passenger car. I don't think I've watched anything about Joe Dobson, to be honest. I should give him a look. Let me find his channel. Because I've heard a couple of people talk about him. Now, interestingly, I think the first time I heard someone talk about Joe Dobson, I actually thought Joe Dobson and Pretty Chase were the same person. How funny is that? Oh, yeah, Transport Fever 2 guy. Oh, well, let's give him a subscribe and see what turns up, eh? See what I think. Come on, passenger train, get out of here. What are you doing? Why are we waiting? Why are we waiting? Possibly because I haven't told you to go anywhere. Oops. Ah! What have I done? What have I done? I've moved the window. Twit. Right. Let's... Yeah, it really helps if you actually tell the train to go somewhere, to be honest. Let's get you down to Whittier. Potentially with a stop in Bryson, because you may not have enough coal. No, yeah, water could be a little scarce too. Let's stop in the road crossing, because you should. And let's just jump back here. How much water have you got? Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be sweet. No water stop needed for you. Let's get back down here on the crossing so we can watch this unfold. Lord Vectron says, I've done 6,000 miles on East Coast main lines as I migrated my profile from 4 as well. I love my Scotty runs. Why not? How would you be if East Coast main line got another segment? Sure, you'd like that. C says, I don't play it that often. When I do play, it's a nice little route. I do hope we get more Welsh routes going forward. I'd love a Class 197 Transport for Wales in TSW. We'll see what happens. Matthew Monday. I don't know what you put there because it's message retracted twice, but welcome. Hello to you. And C says, depending on if I like the look of TSW6 or getting Deluxe Edition for early access. Cool. Lord Vectron says, I'll most likely get in Deluxe as well for the early access, but the starter pack is one of the best things they did. C says, I'm too impatient to wait. Early access is a win for me. Yeah, I understand that. And I do actually understand that people pay for it too. And I'll be really upfront, I don't. I do get all of the TSW content for nothing. Prior to, I think I bought everything up to 3. And then I started getting DLC after that. It's a pretty big push for our little mate down there. I'm confident in his abilities, though. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. But I really do understand the impact of the costs of a game. Games aren't cheap anymore. I mean, your average AAA game now is in Australia hitting $120, $130 for a game. DGG stuff's about $60, $65 for a DLC. So, it's not cheap. So minimum wage in Australia is $29 an hour. So it's 2 hours pay to buy a DLC. Really, it's 3 because you're with taxes and the other crap. But that means that you're actually spending almost half a day's pay to buy a DLC. And if it's a AAA game, you could be spending, depending on what you're in, if you're in a casual employee in some kind of arrangement in a food vending place or whatever, you could be spending a day's pay on the AAA game. So gaming's expensive. It's a very expensive hobby. There we go. The Alarka junction stuff is sorted now. And we should be getting another delivery for that tomorrow, I guess. So we've got up to Alarka junction. We will need to open up to Alarka, but the Y's first. So it'll be a few more days before we get all the way. I'll see how we go about whether we keep going with the game today or not and do 2 days in one. It'll probably take 6 hours. Probably won't. What time are we now? 10:30. That's not too bad, actually. All right. We've got a bunch of stuff to bring back from Bryson. So I'm going to send this one light engine down to Bryson. How are you for coal and water? You need water. So let's get you into Bryson for water for a start. Just VS number 3. Dunk. Couldn't tick the box. So we'll get you about there. Maybe we'll be lucky and that'll be handy for water. Probably the wrong end, but that's fine. All right, let's get on with this guy while we're here. So let's get these pushed out to the siding before the other ones come in, preferably. That would be nice. That looks not ready to go there. No handbrake. Handbrake on that one. No handbrake on that one. So we've got G3 and 2 R1s. So let's get them out on the... Look at that. We've got one for the interchange that we haven't pulled out yet, but we can pull it out when we come back. It's fine. Just want to get these moving so we don't have a conflict. So let's just get it started. Get it to there. There's a bit of shunting to do here, so yeah, there's a couple staying in the middle there. Which way round are they? 2 R1s and then the G3A. Okay. 2 R1s and then the G3A. 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 2 R1 So they're the R1s. So I think what we'll do is we'll actually couple onto those and pull those out. And then I think we will couple onto these. We will pull out the whole lot. So it's going to get a little bit heavy for this little engine, but we're going to take out, we'll couple onto those as well, because we need to get that back one out. And we'll start staging stuff over on this road. And that'll be good. So he's on his way here now. We can just start flipping around the trains as we enjoy the environment. So this bloke's almost at Hemingway already. So that's pretty good. And we've got the light engine coming along behind. He may even catch up with the passenger train, because I have noticed when they're running light engine, they speed. They go a bit quicker than you might normally expect. Must be a warm day today, the doors open. Let's get the air conditioning on at the other end of the carriage too. There we go. You have the air conditioning on. How's our little light engine going? He's rocketing down the hill. Now, he used a lot more water than the others because he was working harder. It's not less efficient or anything. You can probably hear my neighbour's Harley Davidson has started up, if that's coming through. I don't know whether the noise filters pick that up. C says, I'm too impatient to wait. I do wonder when they start making, like, for example, TSW6, maybe not long after TSW5 came out. Each version of the game is about a year in production. So that should answer your question without answering your question, because I can't answer your question. That covers it, doesn't it? That's not confusing or anything, is it? All right, let us get in here and get some air through if it's not. We've got handbrakes on both, so let's take the front one off. And it's... Ooh, it is actually sitting on the bumper, so we've got to be careful here. Actually, in that case, I will keep the handbrake on. There we go, that was close. Because if you whack them too hard when they're up against the bumper, up against the buffer, I should say, the train derails. That did not put the air through. Naughty. Come on. Right. Wish they'd fix that bug. It's very annoying. I can tell which of the Harley riding neighbours it is. I have two Harley riding neighbours. There's Paul on that side and John on the other side. When Paul gets his bike out, he's an ex-mechanic, so he idles the thing, warming it up. The other one just gets on it and whoa, off he goes. I mean, good on him. I used to ride. I stopped because I used to commute on my bike, and I just had too many close calls. I just had too many times when car drivers were either not paying attention, or worse, they were paying attention and they did it deliberately, and just about killed me. There were just too many occasions. I just didn't want to be in the game anymore. So I ended up selling that bike as part of the money for this place when we bought this about the same time. Ended up buying an electric push bike instead, which is getting to the point that it needs a new battery because it's not lasting very long anymore. Used to be I could get plenty of ride out of it, like hours and hours. Oh, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? Someone's coming through. That might be VSR number 2. Let's have a look. Very good, Nick. Oh, well. Here's the other one coming too. He's come across the bridge and he's just about here. So he did catch up, which does reinforce my idea that they speed. Anyway, back to number one, because he's the important one right now. And let's get some air through. I would love it if they organised this a bit better, but that's okay. So first move is to dump that. Let's give ourselves a bit of room. Is dump that car out here. This water's fine, so we can just let him go through. And because we've got two engines up here, there's no need for us to do anything fancy. One of them might even live up here today, you never know. How are you going? Oh, yeah. Crossing the bridge into Bryson. He's so close we can actually hear the other one shunting just down to the left here. We can even see it. Oh, you can see the smoke. Let's go back to number one then. So we'll see the other one tool past here. There he is. How's that for timing? Lord Vectron says, I grew up on a farm, would ride dirt bikes all the time and never ridden on the road. I can understand why people don't ride on the road. There's people who just don't take care and they have no idea there's a motorbike anywhere near them. And look, to some extent, they should pay more attention on the road. I get it. We all drive when we're tired and things like that. Things happen. It's the ones who deliberately try and kill you are the ones that are the big problem. So as a motorbike rider, you spend your entire day clenched. There's just so many times that people try and do things. Let's leave it at do things. There's people that simply don't accept that motorbike riders have a right to be on the road. And they are a big, big, big problem here. C says, wankers. I think I correctly interpreted your stars. Lord Vectron says, absolutely one of the best daily rides and some of the stories he's told. Yeah. And you do shit to yourself too. So I used to ride a very light bike when I had my first license. And crossing, we've got this massive bridge coming into Melbourne when you're coming in from the west. And I used to live in the west. These days I live in the east. But I would get onto that bridge on a windy day with the light bike, and I really shouldn't have. I should have gone around the surface way, because you just involuntarily change 4 or 5 lines when a wind gust hits you. And you just got to weave your way through the traffic and hope you don't hit anything, because that's the only control you've got. And the only time I've ever actually come off my bike, despite the close calls, is, although I got pushed off the road once by a driver, was a pedestrian ran out in front of me and I clocked him. And even though he got quite badly hurt, he got up and run off. It's like, all right, don't take responsibility then, see if I care. It's a bit wasteful to have to take it all the way back up here, and I sometimes think about dropping them earlier in the siding and then coming back and pushing it back, and then I think, you know, it's more time to reverse the train than it is to do the needful. Let's just make sure that's gone transparent. It has. Pop a brake on. Now that one's got to come back in here. So we'll draw that forward a little bit. That's interchange, that's interchange, that's interchange. That's R1, that's R1, and that's G3A. So that's got to come back over here. But we'll just draw forward just a little bit. And that should make that back one. Should make that go transparent. I think it's going to go far enough forward. Looks like it is. You've only got to get one set of wheels over the line. There we go. So that's fine. Let's stop him there and pop a handbrake on. That forces him to stop. Disconnect him and he'll start again. And those guys are going to the interchange. So back over here onto this one. And is there room for all of those? Yeah, I think so. So 3's at the waypoint. So let's get 3 into Manuel mode. Let's grab some coal first. I think there is coal here. All right, let's get some coal happening. C says I always pull to the side when I see them, so it's safe for them to pass. But some are arse wipes, though. Yeah, UK do have some fairly small roads, I got to admit. Most of our roads are pretty big, so they don't really have an excuse here. C says, when I used to ride a bike, I fell off a few times in black ice. Worst I've had cut knees, hands, and actually bust a bone. Wrist was off work for months. Well, that's awful. It is easy to come off. Very easy. I mean, I've had corners that I've managed to get through, and I'm thinking, man, that was close. So it can be challenging. If you do ride, please, for your sake, go to a defensive riding school. Then after you finish the defensive riding school, find out if that school has an offensive riding techniques class. Because sometimes you need the defensive and sometimes you need the offensive. You may need, for example, to learn how to ride really fast. No, it's missing the deck. You're putting it all over the deck, boss. There we go. Minimum spillage now. Okay, let's leave you alone for a bit. Our little friend's already buggered off, so he's on his way. Numero 10 is over here. He's done his bit, so we'll just cut these cars off because they're hooked up to the other one. We will put the air through, but not until after we've hooked off. Now that's an R1, that's another R1, so they both go into the siding over here. Let's choose the right one, shall we? Let's not bring Mr. 3 over here. So we've got our 2 R1s, and then we've got that G3, which goes back onto that other box car up there. Let's get these ones hooked together properly. We've still got a brake on the back one, I think we do. So that looks pretty good. How's number 3 going? He's done with the water. So we can get on with and finish the shunting with number 3. Let's get him in here and grab this. Because I think that's all the shunting that we actually have to do at Bryson. I think everything else is done, apart from what's going on around the corner, of course. We got the one out of the team track, and we've got all of these going back to the interchange, which is handy stuff. All right, locations-wise, milestones, can we... Alarka Junction Y, 0 of 1 phase is complete, cars ordered waiting for delivery, so I've already delivered those. So it's not going to let me buy the branch. I may have to buy the water column to be able to buy the branch, we'll see. Looks like it's only the Y is needed, so once the Y is done, which the Y should get done today, We'll see. So we'll pull it out, we'll put it on the front of the train, and we'll just leave him sitting there, and number one can bring up the back end of the train and plonk it on. All right, let's get a handy on that. Put a handy on that. Bonk that. And get it up here. Number one. Don't pick the wrong one. How's number two going? Oh, you're at Ella. Now, I'm not going to shunt with the passenger train. We'll come back with the other one. But there's a car to come out of there, so that's fine. $3,687. How much was a car? 4,005. We're pretty close. We'll be able to get one. And we definitely do need one. There's 45 people waiting. That's full. That's full. So it will be dependent on whether anybody gets off. Whether any of these people get to get on. So there's 40 want to go to Whittier. They could walk. It's just round the corner. Seriously. 60 to 60. No one's getting off. Yep, no one's getting... Oh, no. There goes one. There's a few people getting off. I don't know that 40 of them are going to get off, though. So 12, 13, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, so 16 people got off that one. And that's filling up again now. Yeah, we're not getting everybody on this. Not by a long shot. And they won't stand up. No, they have to sit in a seat. Yeah, we're leaving 5 people behind. Never mind. It's fine. They won't mind. Another train will come, honest. All right, let's clock you on the right end of this thing. Number 3, bonk. And number 1 is at its waypoint. So let's put that one on so we unhook him. Pop on a handy. You'd pop on a handy before you unhooked him, obviously. It's funny, I was talking with Jamie Ringwood the other day because he was speeding in Train Sim World on the stream he did with Harry. And he and I agreed that we both get it out of our systems in simulators and behave ourselves on real trains. Which I guess is fair. She says, my stepson had a knee op yesterday. Whilst he was having it done, they discovered another injury to repair that as well. I'm proud of him. Glue can't wait to bear on that leg for 6 weeks. Oh, I hope he comes through it well, because, you know, every surgery's got a little bit of risk to it, so. I had a lump removed from my thumb, and to this day I still have effects from that, from in my thumb and this finger from that surgery. And that was like more than 10 years ago I had that done. Now, do I take this back as a double header? Because having 3 locos at the other end's kind of handy. Or do I take it back as 2 trains, maybe? Could do that, I suppose. Yeah, why don't I do that? Why don't I take it back as 2 separate trains? And we'll send this one, it can go all the way to the interchange, and we'll set the other one to, we'll pick up with the other one. Why not? So come down here to the interchange somewhere. VSR 3. We've got some stuff in the interchange already, so we'll bring the other one into here. Ooh, put a lot of handbrakes on. A lot of handbrakes on, and we don't have air on. Somewhere, this one. Handbrake. Do it properly. Use the wheel. That one's not. Must be the one at the other end it's on. Yeah, it's that one. Where's the wheel? There it is. See ya. Oh, no, we got another one on. Apparently. Yeah, that one. Bye now. See you later. You have fun, you hear? And then the other one, we'll just send him to Ella. Ella. So we're going to send that one to here somewhere. There's our number 1. Actually not there. That doesn't give us room. There. That'll be good. So we've got everybody being useful. Everybody's earning revenue. It's excellent. I can hear the other ones coming in now as well. So they're going to be following each other quite close, really. Makes for some interesting running. Running on site. He said, knowing the family history, you most definitely get arthritis in that leg. I know that problem. I have arthritis in both knees and my hands. It's really, really, really enjoyable. That's the only thing that really hurts after a day of being a fireman, for me, is hands and knees. I don't really get that much in the way of muscle ache anymore because my body's gotten used to doing the job. Life. And he had a torn meniscus and a PCL. My other half's done her ACL before. Yeah, it's a good way to run. Limit the damage in front. Let's see how our passenger train's going. He's done very well for himself. Oh, we've got a car here that we haven't shunted too. Ah, well. How are you going for coal and water? You're fine. We can, I think. That's it for the passenger run. So what we might do with the passenger train is plonk him onto there. And then we can push that one into the siding there, ready for shunting. That'd be a good thing to do, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's a very good thing to do. I like that idea. Hopefully he'll get a wriggle on. It's quite exciting running today. Because, of course, behind this one, there's another train. Literally right behind it. Right there. They don't get much closer than that. Daniel says, I'm watching in bed now. If I end up falling asleep before you finish up, it's a safe flight and a nice time we're over here. Thank you, Daniel. My dates are still up there, so if somebody else wants to catch up, the calendar is starting to get a little bit full with meeting people, but there are still some possibilities. So if people want to, I've got a couple of other friends that I haven't told them I'm coming to London, but they're going to see me because we actually share location on maps, so Google Maps, so they'll know soon. What happened to my loco roster? VSR2's on the move as well, which is good. Perfect. Basically what I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to pull this car out and just put it over here in the loop so it's ready to do the shunting. I could even do it, I suppose. Where are the others? No, they're both not that far off. They're a fair way off here, though. Yeah, I can probably safely just do the shunt, actually, with the passenger train. Why not? Because they should be empty now. We will do another run with the passenger train, maybe? Actually, you know what? We won't. Release the handbrake. And let's put the whole lot here. There. What we can do, though, $4,010. Ba-ba. So we have now, just down round the corner, got ourselves a passenger coach. There it is. It's in the way, of course. So I have to deal with that in a minute too. I think we needed some corporate colours. We haven't done corporate colours, have we? What colour are we going to do? Base colour. To a traditional red. Maybe a bit of Durango influence, maybe? Bit of green. Green's nice. What about a blue? Have we done a blue passenger train before? It's a bit too blue. It's not a bad colour. We'll do that. That'll be our colour. That's our new corporate colour for the railway. So we'll copy that to the others when they come back over here. All right, let's pop back here because you should be just about done. We shall unbonk you. Technical term, of course. That looks nice, doesn't it? All right, let's... When you stop... And then let's put him on that end. Not sure if this is flat or not, so... How are we going for time? First one's getting through Ella, second one's getting to Ella as well. So we've got time to do this. And then get down and get the passenger train out. And go and get the other car from down there. Are they coming out? One of them is. What about these? Neither of these coming out? No, they're both staying. And you're staying. All good. VSR3 flying through Ella. Actually, you know what? I'm changing my mind with what I'm doing here. I'm going to go and get that coach out of the way because that other one's getting a bit too close since he's got through Ella. Let's just come down here and get our coach. So he's, because this is where the other one's trying to go to. Let's put it on this end. And we can shunt with the little one. How's your water? Fine. He's on a roll, don't want to interrupt him. And you've reached your waypoint. So let's get a handy on. And let's just check that one. No, it's staying there. It's that middle one that's coming out annoyingly. There's our number one. Let's plonk you over here. Plonk. If you do end up falling asleep before I finish, Daniel, you might wake up with a phone on your face. C says, I'm so chilled now, sorry I ain't typing. Ah, it's perfectly okay, mate. Perfectly okay. People are welcome to dive into the chat. I can see there are a few people watching here. It's not very long until Dovetail's announcement. So on the 26th will be the big day. Interestingly, Richie and Casual and myself are actually riding North Yorkshire Moors Railway that day. And we'll probably do a live reaction to it using our phones, I guess. Why not? Why not? There's the back one. Back one's close, but no banana. All right. So as that one's not got a brake on, that one does. That one does not. So let's put a brake on that one. Let's take the brake off this one. And let's cut the air. I'm not sure if the air's through to the other one, but let's see if it'll move. May as well bring it all the way out, put it on the train. I was thinking we could do some shuffling in there, but there's not really any point. It's a pretty straightforward run. Looks like it's going to move, so it must not have a stray brake on anywhere. Fantastic. What's number two doing? You're running around the train still. So what we may have to do, how close is our friend? Yeah, he's nearly here. Keep a bit of an eye on him. Could you have gone a longer way? Wow. Wow. Where are you up to? Oh, you're coming into it here. Should we make the hotshot freight shunt Whittier instead of the other one? Just to hold him up a bit while this other fella gets his act into gear. What are you doing? You're almost there to get out of the way. You'll be all right. He'll be all right. Oh, yeah, he'll be all right. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. What could go wrong? There you go. We can just kick that one. Come on. Clunk the couplers. Thank you. Oh, and it clipped it again. Right. Let's go couple you back up over here. So I did that on manual. I could probably kick it, but that's fine. We are going to kick this. That should be plenty. Hopefully no cars will come. Lord Vectron says his PRR and Norfolk Southern licensed or added by a mod. Mod? These come from a boxcar mod. I think it's called Not Enough Boxcars or something like that. The merchandise service, Norfolk Southern, Pennsylvania. It's so much better when you get the boxcars with all of the correct stuff on them. There's a new version of the mod, actually. I must download it because he's added more stuff. And I do like the way stuff looks. You've been pretty hungry today. You've used a lot of coal. But that's okay. You've had a hard job to do. Bonk. So now that the very small railroad is almost done, what should we call it? Didn't I put a handbrake on anywhere? No, I did, that one. All right. Let's head round the corner to Whittier, where we've got that car pickup that we need to push in. So we will just put the loco on the back of this one. We need a bit of room to shuffle, so I think what we might do, stop it here. I think that'll give us enough. No, let's stop it here before the points. That'll give us enough room to shuffle. You coupled up, didn't you? You boneheads. Did it? Oh no, not quite. All right, let us get that out of the way then. So VSR number 2, let's just get you over to there. If you've got a handbrake on, you do. But we also want to inspect you because we want to copy your colour. Oop. Look at that, magically painted, lovely. There we go. And they should be delivered, and they are. Lovely. So let's put on a handbrake at that end. Let's break that off. And we'll put a handbrake on at the other end, and we'll shunt our sawmill. So Mr. Hotshot Locomotive can do some local shunting work. That'd be fine. So VSBR3, we'll get him onto here now. So we've got a Stenzel and we've got 2 for the sawmill. And I just noticed the air's not through on our passenger train. Let's see if we can get in there and put that through. Didn't get here in time, but that's okay. BSR number 1's on his way here now. Churning away. We'll get those passenger cars back up to Whittier. Where is that guy? He's coming into Whittier. And he's going to be going in that side, so let's bring the passenger train back up to here. What are you doing? You're staying there. So this is number 2. Let's bring you to here with your 3 coaches, and that'll be it for you today. We're not going to do another passenger train run. Just occurred to me I can't see your... There we go. Let's put the live chat back up. Lord Vectron says the adequately sized railroad. Ooh, could I extend that? We could call it the... It's not how big, it's what you do with it railroad. Nothing wrong with that, surely. I can't remember if I have to buy coal cars to get the coal mine running. I should ask. In Railroader, do you have to buy the coal gondolas and the machinery car for the Alarka coal mine, Robinson's Gap coal mine. Oh, excuse me. No, they just turn up to the interchange. Lovely. I could not remember. Another double arrival into the same station. Brilliant. Oop. Let's get onto this bloke. Number 1. Dunk. Now this guy apparently doesn't have the air through. Oh, the cocks are shut, that's why. Alright, we'll get onto him in a moment. Let's just unlock that and lock him again. And that should be okay now. Very good. Stop you there. We'll leave you blocking the road because that's a good place to leave a train. Clunk you, and we'll send you off to get coal and water, Mr. Number 2. Mr. Number 2, number 2, number 2, number 2, number 2, number 2. All right, send you there. And are you on the train? You are. Lovely. So let's get you hooked up. You're kind of on the wrong end, but we'll forgive you. That didn't work. Right. Got a handy on that one. So there's Whittier Sawmill, and Stenzel Manufacturing. So how are we going over here? Any of these ready to come out? There is one ready to come out. So VSBR number 3. Just tidying up the day. And when number 2's finished with its coal and water, it looks like we're almost ready to do the second log run of the day that we have to do for our contract. So we'll coal and water that guy first, and it should be ready by then. All right, let's push you into Stenzel. Number 1. He's got heaps, so I'm not going to bother shuttling those around. Because they go into Stenzel full, and they come out with... Actually, they don't always come out empty, do they? No, I'm not going to shuffle it anyway. We got the air through on these. We do not. Good. Who's got a handbrake? Both. Good. We can probably... Alright, let's get that handbrake off. And get them out here. Let's just plonk that there. Actually, if we do this... No, let's not do it in manual mode. There's too many points. Let's see how you're doing. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So close. We'll just pretend that's fine. Why don't we moving forward a little bit, eh? So we're not quite covering the deck. Alright, that'll do. Fairly good. How's that coal car going? There's a bit left in there. Where's the other one going? Oh, over there. Okay. Fine, fine, fine. So we'll dig that one out. Any of these ready to come out? Yes, that one that was worth shuttling before, so we'll get that out too. Fairly good. Let's just get a handbrake on you, and a handbrake on you, and come in and plunk. So if we put handbrakes on both, maybe it won't couple it up again. We'll see. No, it did. All right, now let's plonk those over here. That's our 3. Off you go. All right, we'll leave you doing that. You're done with water. Let's get some coal into you. Right, number 1 is at the waypoint. Good. Let's just do that, and put number 1 back up here. Dunk. Then method to the madness, I'll come back and pull this back up into here. You done yet? Must be close. 6 done, it's done. That's probably not going to empty in time. We don't have any passengers, so let's just sleep for an hour. Let's sleep for another hour, sleep for another hour, sleep for another hour. Done deal. All right, let's get number 2 onto here. Cook. And number 3 is at waypoint. Good. Oops, I just... Let's just pull... That's 3, so let's just pull the whole lot forward to here. Since we're moving anyway. Other guys at the end of track. Very good. Get you off there. And back onto our alternate here. I take it by your giggle that you like that, Lord Vectron. All right, let's get you on there. And let's get you out to the logging spot. I really should use number 3 for this because, you know. But, you know, I'm an idiot, so it's okay. Is that all full? Magnificent. That is all full. Which train was it? It's number 2. Bonk. And the last car is 4016. Lovely. Just remember that. That'll be fine. Off he goes doing his thing. We've got this guy doing his thing. He's finished. Good. So we can unhook that, put on a handy, and put the other ones over here. So this is VSBR number 3. Dunk. And number 1 is at waypoint. Good. So we'll get the handy off. Bleed it in case we have to. Let's take... That's number 1. So we'll take him through to here. Actually, why not through to there? No. I really want to keep it up this end. Good. Let's go back to number 3. Oh, I should have unhooked those. Then I could have just pushed them in, but no. There goes number 2 back into the forest. Get positioned to unhook you. And we may as well pull you out to the interchange because we've got to go out there anyway. Even though we've got this Stenzel one to deal with. Did I forget to unhook those? In fact, the other Harley rider's going out for his thing now. Did I not just send VSBR3 over here? No, I didn't. So who did I send over here? Who did I send here? You're still going out in the forest, so you're good. What are you doing? Oh, look at you heading down here, little helpful person. You helpful locomotive, you. How about you go back and get your train? Actually, you know what? You know what? Now that you're here, no, you can just put that on here. That'll be fine. Now that you're actually here, why not? I'm not taking you back and then bringing you back again. So VSBR3 can go and get the rest of that train when it's done. That'll be fine. It's a bit stupid, but it'll be fine. Sigh. You're rolling out into the forest. I think you're almost there, aren't you? Probably not far. Close. All right, you're a long way away. There it is. That's where we're going. You'll be a little while. That was a bit stupid, but that's okay. VSR. Let's get the handy off that. And you can put that on the other end of this train, and that'll be fine. Whee! That was violent. Violent camera motion. It's kind of doing this the long way, but whatever. Now that you're on, coal and water this one, and put him away. Lord Vectron says, I can't hear your neighbour. Good noise cancelling. Yeah, it's actually okay. It's the noise cancelling runs on the mic. It's a Stream Deck mic, and it's surprisingly good. I've actually been really impressed with it. I got it on a bit of a gamble. Thought I'd try it because I used to use the Rode and I used the NVIDIA noise cancelling that runs on your graphics card. And particularly with SimRail, that was causing dramas. Actually, let's go to coal first. So I thought I'd try this mic and see how it goes, and it actually runs quite nicely. So the noise cancelling happens on the mic itself. The mic is also doing a lot of the mixing, I think. It used to be done by the Stream Deck Plus, but I think the mic is doing it now. And they all have the same processor in them, so it doesn't really matter which device is actually doing the mixing. Actually, you know what? Not good enough, huh? What Vectron says, I need a mic for work for meetings over WebEx. I bought a pair of Rode NTH100Ms, and they are very comfortable with a removable microphone. Also, yeah, they are made in Australia. They're made in Sydney. I'm sure the Rode components aren't made in Sydney, but they're put together in Sydney at least. All right, let's leave you filling up. You're at your waypoint, so we can pull the logs out and put you over here somewhere. It's number 2 that's out here in the forest. Put you there. Number 3 is at its waypoint. So we can just unhook that now. And let's get number 3 moving at least. Let's put it here just to make sure it takes the right track. And we'll bring it back up in here into the loop. And you're done. So sweet dreams for number 1. Put you over this side behind the repair car this time. And let's inspect you. Let's set your repair destination as the East Whittier repair track. Get you in there. Same with the tender. We need to do that with you as well. East Whittier repair track. And that'll get them both sorted. Can it do it? So I reckon in reality, these skeleton cars would be so light, they'd probably derail doing this. They'd go, bleh. Lord Vectron says, bought a braided cable, but Rode have some proprietary connector for the mic. Mic won't work with third-party cable. It's either going to be a TSR or a TSSR. So it shouldn't be proprietary. I'm not telling you it's not, but it shouldn't be. They normally only use TSR or TSSR. Which one did you get? Rode NTH 100M. At the microphone end, it's got a locking connector. And at the other end, it's got a screw-on connector. But they're not proprietary. They're quite common. And they're TRS. So you've just got to buy the right one. You can buy them. It'll be TRRS. Oh, look, I'm just looking at their picture. It looks like it's TRS. TRRS is terminal ring, and then the sleeve. And this looks like TRS, which is terminal ring sleeve. Oh, that's about as close as you want to get, I think. We're going to fit past that? Oh, yeah, be fine. Bonk. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. No, 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 no. There. Good thing I didn't uncouple it then. Hey, go over that way. Cretin. This is VSR2. Dunk. There's VSR3, which is still tooling along over here. Yeah, I was just looking on their website. For the NT100, it says it's TRS, but, you know, your mileage is clearly differing, Lord Vectron. I think it's just because it's got that locking connector on the end of it, but you can definitely buy those from third parties. But if you've got the Rode one, stick with the Rode one. They're not that more expensive. The one I was looking at's $35. It's a third party one's probably 20. I don't need the receipts, Lord Vectron, it's fine. Is there room for this to run around? Oh yeah, barely. You want to watch something mental? We could use the whole train to push the other one in. It's one less move. We're doing it. We're doing it. You're number 3, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Bonk. Alrighty. Let's get on to that and push it in now. With a whole train. That'd be fun. And WSR2, you've dumped those in, so it's time to get the other ones out of there. And once we get onto him, we'll push the whole lot up into there. It hasn't got a brake on, so we just shove it in. Stick it. That was violence. All right, now we get old mate out. Let's start him off. And given we have to run around regardless, why don't we put it on this end of the train? We're almost done for the day, you know that? Almost done. And as predicted, 3 hours. Just got to get this put away. And that's number 2. Mark. Number 3's chugging forwards now. Leave the passenger train where it is for the night. Should really run a couple a day to keep them happy, but care factor low. Second last movement for the day is this one. And I think he's... oh, he might water him again. Oh, look, it actually is taking one up into the sawmill. They never move, but occasionally you spot them sitting on here. I'd love it if they moved and actually got taken into the sawmill. That would be brilliant. But I do like that they're working on the game. So there's maintenance of way coming up next for this thing. So you actually have to work on the track. I like that. There's a mod that delivers a whole lot of Fairmont maintenance of way vehicles. They look awesome, but they sound like diesels, which is really wrong. The guy that has made that mod is planning on going out and recording some real Fairmonts, so that would be good. But they're actually a really late version of the Fairmont, and this is set in the 1950s. So I'd prefer they were the single lunger Fairmont, but they're not. Where are you going? You're going to go down the outside again, aren't you, instead of just going down the track next to it, which is shorter. Stupid AI. Mind you, generally they all are, aren't they? There aren't many smart AIs. Rails says my train back home has a double beater. Do you mean a double header, by any chance? He's clearly rolling down the hill now. There we go. We're now called the Itty Bitty Transportation System. The Tits 200,000, like it. That made the brakes go off. And back on again. That's funny. It's very childish, isn't it? Where's that other one gone? There it is. We're going to do its tender. Doink. Now we need number 2. You've already had your name changed, haven't you? There we go. The name has been chosen, and it's all your fault. Let's get you down here to water and coal. That's tits 3. No, it's tits 2. Water and coal about there. Should be good. And you're done for the day. So we need to get you back up to water and coal as well. But let's get old mate done first. And let's get you into the loop. Number 3. So welcome to the itty bitty transportation system. There you go. You're actually pretty close to being full. But we'll fill you up anyway. Number 2. Dunk, coal. We've only got 5 tons left. We'd better get that down to the interchange too. Empty it and get it down there. We have got another one coming in tomorrow, I think. So we'll be right. You're done, I think. You are. Lovely. All right, let's get you in the shed for the night. You aren't coming through the shed, are you? No, you're not. Good. Number 2. It's called the itty bitty transportation system. Yeah, I just got a disconnection warning from OBS and then it reconnected, so that's fine. Let's set the repair destination for the tender as well. Holy Trucker says, does this train have cab views? More like playing bottle trains. No, you can get right into the cab. Yeah, let me show you. Let me... and reverser. You can even drive them. It's a pain in the bum, but you can. So let's put it in manual mode. We can use the throttle. too early. Stop there. Too early. It's hard to tell. Let's try that. Am I anywhere near it? No. You do not have to lay any track in this game, but you have to buy the sections of it. So if we jump into the map and go and look at what's being built at the moment, up at Alarka up here. So at the moment it's building a Y, and I've already got some track down at Alarka because of the mods I've got from the other map. But if we teleport up here, this is a track building train that's going to extend the line out beyond this. And you just put the train there after you've paid for it, and it happens. So you have a look in the milestones. So I have bought the Alarka Junction Y, and the cars are delivered, and they're at the Alarka site now. The next thing I'll be buying is the Alarka branch, which same thing. A train will come, you deliver it, and the track gets built. You don't have to do it yourself. This is a small map because I'm not running this end of the railway. I'm only running the middle bit because I learnt, and I won't even be running these areas either. I'm just ignoring all of that because I learnt from last time I made it too big and it took 16 hours to play a day, and it was just a bit mental. Just a little bit mental. Right. Back in the cab then. Oh, we're not in the cab anymore, are we? That's fine. Water's done. So let's just bring her forward a bit. Just because I could, you know. Let's dump some coal in there. It won't be enough to empty that thing, I don't think. No. So you can do everything manually if you want to. If we set the road, for example, to go into the shed. Oh, is she going to get in far enough? Was the other one in? That one could have gone in a bit further, I think. Ollie Trucker says, I always skimmed over this game, thought it was a tycoon lay your own track game. No. It's not a tycoon one, but you're building up your industry, your railway industry, that's for sure. Already got your repair points set. And that is it. The end of whatever we were, day 10 or whatever it was, or day 11. Yeah, the OBS is struggling to stay connected, Michael. It's disconnecting and reconnecting and disconnecting and reconnecting. It's a good thing it's the end of the day, so we will sleep until the next day when the interchange comes up. So it is back in the early morning of the next day, day 13 on the railway. We've got a bunch of stuff to deliver. So we've got stuff for Robinson's Gap Coal, which is a new industry we've just picked up. That's a lot. That is a lot. It's a good thing we've got a big loco to take that up there. We've got machinery for Robinson's Gap Coal. We've got a ton of stuff for the sawmill. And we've got a bunch of stuff for Bryson as well. So that will be the next day on the railway. We aren't playing this one today, and I'll be playing this one after I come back from the UK. I haven't decided whether I'm going to take my Steam Deck with me or not. So it'll come down to cabin baggage weight, to be honest with you, whether I take it, because it'd be nice to sit in a hotel, play games, but
I have got my little laptop, but it's just not capable of running this. It can run Train Sim Classic, though. So maybe I'll put Train Sim Classic and DRS on it and leave it at that and play with them. That'll do. Just on the laptop. Good plan. I like my thinking. All right. I should always like my thinking, though. So we'll just save that one, and we will go back out to the main menu. And that's it for today. So we have found the new name for the railway, the Itty Bitty Transportation System, or TITS. So there you go. Seems fair. Totally fair. If you just joined in, rewind, go back, have fun, enjoy. It's it should be available for playback as long as you don't stop the stream, because it takes a little while to make the playback version. Alrighty, that's it for today. I have teed up premieres for the Wednesday night slots and the Sunday slots for the next few weeks. If I can, I'll be in the chat. I'm not going to guarantee that. If I'm not doing something at that time, if I'm just sitting in a hotel, I'll join the chat. If I am somewhere, I might not. We'll see what the circumstances are. I am doing some particular things while I am there. And yeah, so you won't see me live again. Well, actually, I won't say you won't see me live again, because you might, because I have set up to be able to do lives and things for announcements and the like. So I've got the gear with me. I can do it. I will still do news articles as I have time, and I will try and get stuff cool. I was just looking at this. They've actually had a release. 2025.1.0. Well, there you go. I don't think I've read that out for the news. Anyway, we should. Enjoy yourselves, folks. I will be off to the UK. Keep in touch. Get on the Discord. Have fun. I will share shorts into YouTube. I don't really use any other socials anymore. I'll probably stick some stuff on Discord too. Why not? Why not indeed? So have fun. Enjoy yourselves. I hope to have a good trip. And I will see you when I get back. And I'll probably chat to you in the meantime. So thank you very much for watching. Thanks for all of my members who sign up month by month by month. You really do help support this channel and me, particularly. And thank you to all the people who watch, who bring in the rest of the dollars that help pay for the games and stuff, which is absolutely magic, and help pay for some of this trip. Nice. Nowhere near paying for all of it. It's paying for about, what, 3% probably. And I'm negotiating with my accountant about whether the rest of it is tax deductible or not. I reckon it is, because I'm going there for the purposes of producing content for the channel, and the channel earns money, and I have to pay tax on the channel. Therefore, it's tax deductible. I don't know if he agrees with me yet. Might have to get a new accountant. Anyway, enjoy yourselves. Yes, you can get diesels in the game. There's SW1000s and SD... No, they're not SD35s, GP35s. And there's mods for anything you can think of. I've seen AC4400s tooling around on people's railroader, which is kind of funny. Anyway, enjoy yourselves, and we shall see you next time. Bye. That button.